Good morning, star shines. Uh-oh, what happened to my video? I am not on here. Let me see. Let me figure this out. I hate it when that doesn't work right. I'm not on here. Here I am. Off into my corner. Apparently I missed a good fight last night. What did Nancy Drew have going on last night? Ooh, she had her fire going on last night.
Now it's
Yeah, we'll watch the fire for a little bit. Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Monday. And happy Monday. It's going to be a fun week. I have a feeling in my bones. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on this morning, but I thought I would just pop in and say good morning. Mm. Got my coffee this morning. I got my schedule. I got a lot of work done yesterday. I still have a little bit of work to do today. Good morning, Stephen. Yes, all is well with me today. How about you? It's definitely a good morning. I've been up since about 6:30, but I wasn't going to go live. And then I thought, let's just go and see what everybody else is up to today. See if anybody else has a good schedule for this week. Yep, coffee's kicking in with me too. Cheers. Looks like Nancy had a fire last night. Had to sit and talk by the fire. I know her nerves are probably wackadoodle this week because she has court on the 30th, which I believe is Wednesday. Is it? And so she's really, really nervous about how all of this is going to go. I mean, even though she's in the right, it's really stupid that it even got this far. And like some of the other cases, part of me wants it to just be thrown out for her edification ahead of time, but parts of me wants it to go all the way to trial, so that way Scientology is dragged through the mud. We'll see. I think, excuse me, don't mean to yawn. Henri, his is the 30th also. And Selfless is sometime coming up, maybe Friday. I'll have to look at the calendar. So got lots of stuff going on this week. And as per usual, I am going to stay out of the drama and stay focused on what we have coming up this week. Because I just have a feeling, I just feel that ears are starting to hear and the message is starting to get out even more so. And I'm not going to be knocked off my mission by any infighting or backstabbing. What's that saying? What other people say about me is none of my business. That's the way it's going to be this week. And I don't even use Reddit. So I've had people tell me stuff on Reddit, and I'm like, "Nah, I don't really care. I don't really care. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm saying. I know that those in my close circle, I know what they're saying, and I know what they're doing. Morning, Irish Mart. So when I hear scuttlebutt being talked about Audit LA, psh, roll my eyes. I know better. And no weapons formed against her. So they can just talk, and just chatter, and it's not going to do any bit of good. Because I know that woman's heart. Oh, kitty, doggy. Exactly right, Irish. And there seem to be, you know, I think I think those trolls are clones. I really don't think there's a lot of them because we have so many good people in this movement. We have so many good people around us that I think they clone themselves to make them look like they're bigger. What's those birds that or the fish that puff themselves up? Those poisonous fish that they puff themselves up to make them look bigger and better, and they're not. Of course, if you go touch them, you're probably going to get pricked, but they're not. They're called the puffer fishes. They're only harmful. Yep, they're only harmful if you go and mess with them or accidentally step on one of them. But other than that, just let them be. Let them go do their own little damage because it's all going to come back on themselves. But I know Audit's heart. I know where her head is. I know what her mission is. I know her insides, so it's defeating, deflating, and makes you feel really bad when people personally attack you, like they are on her right now. But God, He knows her heart too, and He's going to protect her. I pulled that thumbnail off from Mdmedia 18's channel from yesterday morning. Isn't that gorgeous? That was a gorgeous sunrise. All credit to him too, but that was a great picture. I love sunrises. I love sunsets. Sunrises are my favorite though. Thank you for saying that, Stephen. Sometimes I feel like I'm I'm more in the background, and that's okay. I joke with audit because, like what's happening, where you get credit, you also get blame. It just depends on what side of the coin people are perceiving it from. We have so many good hearts in our community. And this is such an admirable reason that it can't go wrong. Absolutely. And thank you for saying that. So those that are just throwing shit at her, I don't even think they have a tenth of a brain, let alone a half of a brain. We all are. We all need to be parts of that water that forms the tidal wave. And I heard there was some commotion and stuff going on in Tori's chat last night. But what she was saying was absolutely correct, that OSA does spread division and dirtiness and all of that to get people divided. That's what their job is. So good morning, Sue. So as long as you stay out of that, it takes two to joust. It really does. Hmm. Yep, I've got just a little bit more to do on this paper that I'm writing for a business. And then we've got meetings this week. I still haven't posted in my community tab all the meetings. I will. I'll get around to that this morning. Get around to it. And yeah, I've not really paid too much attention, and I I didn't see what was written to begin with to have her mods take out or whatever. So I'm leaving that judgment right off the table and not getting into that fight. But obviously she trusts her mods, and her mods look after Tori, and I have my own personal feelings around and about Tori. She is she's a brave soul, and she's been fighting the fight. Um, but I've never talked to her, so I don't know her. All I've seen is her persona, and that's kind of like most of us on the internet here. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that comment. But y- you guys only know me for what I present to you, and for the work that I do, and for what's going on. If you wanted to dig shit up on me, I'm sure you could find it. I'm certainly not innocent. That's for sure. I'll smirk about that one. Nobody's innocent. Um, y- you can find out all sorts of stuff about me, and you can about anybody else too. Sue or Irish or Steven. I'm sure we can find out about anything if the trolls really want to dig. But it's just a distraction. Yeah, they do. They all have maybe one follower, so most of them are clones. Morning, Haggis. Nice to see you on here. How are you doing today? You've been posting a lot lately, Haggis. I've been seeing your community posts. Enjoying my coffee. Still haven't had breakfast. Yep, you did. We're just kind of having a simple morning, Haggis. Enjoying coffee, enjoying some chats. What breed is Tiki, Haggis? Yeah, he's a little beastie, that's for sure. I assume terrier or something. Yorkshire Terrier. There we go. Morning, Kirby's mom. Yeah, and I apologize. Sometimes I get really phlegmy, hacky in the morning. Well, lots of times, but since I'm paralyzed from the breastbone down, I don't have coughing skills. So it's hard for me to cough. Yeah, I like Yorkies too. Yep, we're just relaxing by Nance's fire. We're gonna share her relaxation from last night. The Good morning, Twyla. If I Ooh, that sounds really good, Stephen. I think I'll have to see if my son will make me some breakfast too. The Larada was back when all of this stuff started, when there was the mod wars between, and I'm just going off from memory, Ellie and um, Denver J and all of that happened. Somebody put a post up that DOA was the rat, which I believe in Spanish is La Rata, or somebody put up a thumbnail, and so they called DOA La Rata. I like Yorkies. Sometimes they can be a little bit possessive, though. Yorkies are yip, 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 yip. That is my mama. Leave her alone. Yeah, I don't have the volume on Nance's, so we're just watching her fire. But that, um, we came down for a hockey tournament one time, and it was in, across the water from Detroit. I'm trying to remember where the name will come back to me. And a friend of mine, we had flown down. All our kids were on a comp team, and we had gone over there, and there was a Yorkie breeder there, and she had always wanted a Yorkie, and so we ended up buying a Yorkie over there and taking it home with us on the plane. Yeah, little dogs do need training too, that's for sure. Sometimes they can be a little bit little bit more temperamental. One of the problems I had with Mike, because I had a little one, I had a Shih Tzu Bichon, which is called a teddy bear, and she was just absolutely my baby. She was my lap dog. She was 8 pounds soaking wet, and I had an issue with her m- peeing in the house. Drove me absolutely crazy. I had a harder time breaking her. She knew to go outside. She just would wet in the house. I could never get her to stop that. My poor carpets just were doomed. The haggis, you would think it was funny. I'll find the video, maybe I'll post it. Um, but she used to, her place was to walk underneath me. And even when I was traveling, because she would travel with me, even when I was traveling, I never leashed her because she walked underneath my wheelchair, and that was her spot. So people wouldn't even know my dog was with me. All of a sudden, she'd poke her head out like, "Hello, I'm down here," but she walked underneath my chair. Yeah, some small dogs do take a while. Yeah, she was toilet trained. She knew to go outside. She just chose not to. Yeah, it was funny when my daughter got married. I was out on they had their dance floor. They had their reception out in the barn. And so they had done a little area to where they had a little dance floor. And it was so funny because they got pictures of Pup. That's what I called her, was Pup, even though her name was Baby. But I was out on the dance floor with my son-in-law, and Pup was underneath me dancing. It was cute. But that was her spot. One, because then she didn't get run over. If she was underneath me, she knew she wasn't getting her paws run over, which is definitely a problem with wheelchair users. I'll have to find that video. But I've always wanted a lap dog, and so that was always kind of neat to be able to, if I needed to train her or move her or do anything with her, I just picked her up, put her on my lap, and wheeled. Captured my audience. Haggis, do you shave, Tiggy? Or is he just naturally a smooth coat? Okay. Yeah, he is. He is beautiful. Do you breed? A friend of mine, after trauma, got into um, agility, and that's always fun to watch. Yeah, because they're like a yeah. Yeah, breeding is tough. I tried once, which are some of the videos that are on my thing there is all the puppies, the breed or the litter that we had. And that's why I got him of my two English Mastiffs because I wanted to breed. And so I had her. Oh my goodness, he's old. And they ended up getting him so that way they could breed him together. And I did. I did one litter and then promptly got both of them fixed because, well, I didn't fix him right away. I let him breed to a couple other breedings. Um, I pimped him out. But then I did get him fixed also because he started getting a little bit too into himself. And you can't have a 200-pound dog that's too into himself. Had to cut him, try and gentle him out. But yeah, I left it to the professionals. I'm not a dog breeder. That was a hell of a lot of work. I guess if you had them in a back barn and just let them do their thing and let them have the babies and what survived, you sold kind of like a puppy mill. It wouldn't be that bad, but I'm not a puppy mill kind of a person. Yeah, there it was, and I genetically and I took them all to the vets and made sure that everything was there and everything was perfect and put a lot of money into that litter. And I made a lot of money off that litter, but I put a lot of love and a lot of sleepless nights, and so did my son because he helped me with it. There's no way I could have done it myself. And those babies were loved, and they're all beautiful. Most of them keep up with me. They're absolutely beautiful dogs. But in order to do it right, yeah, neither do I. And there seems to be a lot of them here in the Midwest. That's really sad. Yeah, I had people calling me about my pups, and I made them give me information. And they had to come, they had to visit the pups. I wanted to see what their temperaments were like. You just don't hand a 200-pound dog over to anybody. Well, dogs are in my heart to begin with, so you don't can't just hand dogs over to anybody, but especially a dog that could become hurtful if you trained them that way. These guys are, oh yeah. Yep, I'm registered with my dogs too. But as I said, I figured out how much work, which I'm not afraid of hard work, don't get me wrong, but uh, we had a couple of pups pass. One was in uterus and the other one was afterwards, and it broke my heart. Yeah, I couldn't do that. And all my friends that are farmers and that have especially cows and pigs and chickens and all of that. I would absolutely love to have a farm, but they do have to deal with death a lot. It's a circle of life, I know. Okay, you guys, I'm going to get up, get ready, go have some breakfast. I thought I would hop on and say good morning to all of you. Good morning, peoples, and good afternoon, peoples. And I'm going to go ahead and close down. I'm going to try and hop back on later today after I get my schedule going for all the meetings this week and see if we can get some. I'm sorry about that, Haggis. Yeah, my pup, she ended up passing. She was 9, and she was having a tough time breathing. I took her to the vet, and her heart was going. Yeah. Okay. Much love, you guys. I'm gonna go fluff and buff.